Am I really that much? And breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really to throw you up.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tashayla Elise, or if you're new here, hi, I'm Tashayla Elise. I realized that it's been a minute, so I was like, why not sit down and do a little get to know me 2025 edition. A lot has changed, so I just feel like y'all need a reintroduction. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's get into it. Also, I just want to give a little shout out to everybody who sent questions on Instagram or TikTok. I really appreciate you guys. I love getting y'all involved in my content, and yeah, thank you. So question number 1 is, what is my name? My name is Tashayla. I go by Tashayla to people I do not know, so I would prefer to be referred as Tashayla. I do have nicknames that my family calls me, but we don't keep that in the family. The next question is, how old am I? I don't know. How old am I? I look 15, don't I? Yeah, but no, I am 22 years old, and going into the next question was my birthday. My birthday is May 22nd. I'm considered a Gemini. That's my zodiac sign. I'm considered a Gemini. The next question is, where am I from? I am born and raised in upstate South Carolina. The next question is, do I have any siblings? I do have siblings. On my mother's side, I have one younger brother. On my dad's side, I have a lot of, I don't even know the number. Not trying to be funny, I just really the number is not in my head at the moment. My favorite color is pink. If you cannot tell, my favorite color is definitely pink. I'm a pink girly through and through. Okay, yeah. The next question is, coffee or tea? I used to be strictly a coffee girly. However, as I have evolved over the years, I have slowly turned into a tea girly. Now, it's crazy because I am from the South. However, I don't like sweet tea. Sweet tea makes me gag. Okay, it's disgusting. I don't know how people drink it. I really don't. However, I have come to love green tea. A green tea in the morning eats. So yeah, I am kind of getting into my tea era, but mainly I'm definitely a coffee girly, but I do drink tea for the benefits, if y'all picking up what I'm putting down. So the next question is, what made you decide to get into church and be a believer / follower of Jesus? So I am a church girly through and through. I was born and raised in the church. Okay, I am a church girly at heart. Okay, I thoroughly enjoy and love going to church. I've always been surrounded by church. Like I'm telling y'all, growing up in elementary school, when I tell you how I stayed in church, I stayed in church. There was always a revival, a choir anniversary, a church anniversary. I was literally in church majority of the week. Okay, after my mom came home from work, she was calling me, you better be ready when I get home because we're going to church. And that's where I was. And you know, most kids in church, they go to sleep or like they don't pay attention like that. That was not me. That was not me. I was always alert, very attentive. So yeah, I didn't really get into church. I kind of just grew up in church. However, I can't doubt something or not believe in something that I've seen with my own eyes, you know. So basically, like, since I grew up in the church, like I've always seen people, you know, their testimonies and, you know, talk about how good God is and this and the third. And obviously I was listening, but I obviously didn't understand it to the extent that I understand it now, because I really hadn't experienced nothing for real. But like, when you grow up and you hear that, you know, God is good, he's always coming through, you know, and then you grow up and you start to see his track record and he just don't miss. It's just like, how can I not believe in him? Like, you get what I'm saying? So yeah. The next question is, have you ever been in a situation where you had to decide between two tough decisions and you didn't know what to do? What was the end of that result? This question is deep. Like, it's having me think. Yes, absolutely. And what's the end result? I'm still praying about it. I'm still trying to see how things are going to play out before I make a total decision. But I'm a grace giver. I give a lot of grace to people and stuff like that. So honestly, I'm gonna have to see a little bit more before I make a permanent decision. You know, I don't like to move based off of emotions. I like to move based off of evidence, if y'all get what I'm putting out. Question number 3 is, what would your ideal day look like if you had the choice to create your own day? You have all access to all resources needed. I would spend the day being a pretty princess. Yeah, I would wake up, make me a good nice avocado toast. I'm gonna get on my private jet. Exactly. And then I'm going somewhere. Okay, whether that be Thailand, Bali, Tulum, Turks and Cakes, I don't know. I'm going somewhere. Sure, it could be Florida, it could be Colorado, it could be anywhere, but I'm going somewhere. Okay, I'm going somewhere. I'm gonna just spend a day doing just like adventurous stuff, like, you know, exploring wherever I land, and then after that I'll probably go shopping, go on like a little shopping spree or something, and eat. Gotta have some good food. I would like go try new restaurants as well. So basically my day would consist of like being a tourist in wherever I decide to go. Question number 4 is, what is your favorite gospel song and why? Up to 2 choices. Okay, so right now and in this current moment, one of my favorite songs, and mind you, it just changes based on like the season I'm in life. So right now I love Firm Foundation / He's Able by Enrique Holmes. That is, the combination is just like perfect. It eats down. I'm gonna have to say my next one is Surrender by Diana Griffin Reddick. That song is just so good. Like I don't know, it's just so good. And then, like, I don't know, that's like my worship song. It's my favorite song, one of my favorite songs, because it just resonates with me, because it's like, that's my will, like your will be done. Like ultimately that's literally what I want, is for the Lord's will to be done in my life. And so like, you know, you got complete control, like you can have it, you feel me? So that's honestly why Surrender is one of them. And then Firm Foundation / He's Able. I grew up on He's Able. Like, if you know, in the early 2000s, 2010, whatever, that song was played out in the church, not gonna lie. But that song is good. Like, now that I'm older and stuff, like, it just eats. Plus Firm Foundation, it's literally the perfect worship combination. And I am a worshiper. Now, I also am like a little Baptist girly. I grew up Baptist. So I'm definitely a Baptist girly. I love a good foot stomping, hand clapping type of church. Okay, that's my type of church. But I'm definitely a worshiper at heart. Worshiping has got me through some of my toughest days. Okay, and I will continue to be a worshiper. Amen. The next question is, what advice would you give someone wanting to get into content creation? So the number 1 tip that I would give you is to be consistent. Okay, that's something that I'm taking my own advice with that as well. But being consistent, I feel like, is the number 1 thing to get you where you want to be. Because if you're not posting, and if you're posting every once in a while, you're probably not gonna do anything. So really just making sure that you like batch create content and consistently post, whether that's once a week, twice a week, whatever's consistent with you and works with your schedule, whatever the case may be. You do that, but just make sure that it's consistent. Okay, so question number 6 is, what are your thoughts on higher education, college, university? Do you believe it's necessary for everyone in 2025? My thoughts on college / university, I feel like college and university, it's low-key a scam, I feel like, and it's kind of like a scam to keep us in bondage, because most people who go to college or university, they end up coming out in debt. Okay, 9 times out of 10 we come out in debt, right? So yes. And then growing up, we also always hear like, you have to go to college to be successful. If you don't go to college, you know, you're gonna be working at McDonald's flipping burgers for the rest of your life. And honestly, that's just not the case. There's so many different things that you can do out here in this world involve a college degree, and they are well paid career opportunities. You get what I'm saying? And most of the time, if we're being honest, and honestly, I seen somebody say this, they were like, it's not about the degree. Like, they were like, stop putting your degree on your, or like your school experience on your resume. Put your certifications, because certifications mean more than just a degree. So honestly, I just feel like college is low-key like a scam. It really genuinely is a scam. That's one thing I'm very grateful about my high school, is because we had like a technology center where like they taught us trades. Like, we could go there our junior year and learn trades. Like, they had cosmetology, automotive, you could get your CNA license, welding, graphic design, sports medicine, all these different type of opportunities literally in one building. And you can come out of high school ready to work and ready to make hella money. Do y'all know how much money a welder makes? You know how much money you can make as a hairstylist, as a CNA straight out of high school? Like, you can literally graduate and go straight into making money. You don't have to wait another 4 years just to make some money. So that's something I'm really grateful for, because I do have my cosmetology license. But yeah, that's something that I'm really grateful that my school or my school district provides, because they don't just encourage you to go to college. They encourage you that, like, even if you don't want to go to college, you can go straight into the workforce and you can still very much so be successful. And they also don't just give you that opportunity of being successful and having your certification or whatever the case may be. They hook you up with like people locally, like places that you can work and things like that. So no, I do not believe that college is necessary for everybody in 2025, and I feel like a lot of people have proven, especially in my generation, that you do not have to go to college and have a degree to be successful in life. It's just, you just don't have to. It's not necessary at all. The next question is, what's your skincare routine if you have one? Because I'm telling you, I'll be on TikTok live, baby, and y'all be like, girl, you're glowing, you're glowing, you're glowing. Thank you. But no, so yes, I do have a skincare routine, and it's actually posted on YouTube. I would have to go back and watch it and see if anything has changed, but I don't think anything has really changed. However, I will do an updated skincare routine tutorial if that's what y'all want. I will do it for you. It's very simple, very, very simple. However, if you guys want it, all you do is ask, okay? The next question is, what's one thing about you that you think people most underestimate? I would say my quietness. Like, if you ever meet me in person, I'm very quiet, standoffish if I'm just meeting you, and that's normally because, like, I'm a vibes person. So if I'm meeting you for the first time, I'm normally going to observe you from a distance, okay? And people take that as me being stuck up or as me being like antisocial, and I can definitely be antisocial. I definitely can be, but that's not what it is. I'm literally just observing and seeing if, like, you're somebody that I want to surround myself around, because energy is real and I don't like to be around negative and nasty energy. So if I'm keeping game from a distance that you got that type of energy, I'm going to stay where I am. Call me bougie, call me stuck up, call me antisocial, I guess so. But people can take that, me being standoffish and stuff, as me also being like weak, and like they can like poke with me and mess with me and stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely not one of them. Like, I am quiet and I don't give people a reaction immediately. However, there's only so many times you're gonna poke the bear and then the bear not bite you, okay? The next question is, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? To be invisible, because I just want to go in certain rooms and just see what people are talking about. Yeah, I'd say being invisible. Question number 10 is, if you had to choose between cooking and cleaning, which would you prefer to do more than the other, and why? That's a good question, because I have moods where I'd rather clean over cook, and then vice versa, but I think I'd rather cook than clean. The next question is, what's next for my YouTube channel? What's next for my YouTube channel is consistency, okay? That's my goal for the rest of 2025 with my YouTube channel, is consistency, okay? So right now it's literally consistency, because I feel like that's the only thing that, like, I really need to work on with YouTube, is being consistent. So definitely being consistent. Would you ever go back to school for your bachelor's? Yes, I absolutely would. If I could go back tomorrow, I absolutely would. And I feel like this might be contradicting to my answer earlier about, do I believe that everybody has to go to college? But I definitely would go back to school. But yes, I definitely would go back to school to finish my degree today if I could. Do you believe in God or anything religious? Yes, I believe in Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. What made you go into education? So basically, it's like every job that I've had that I've stayed at for a long period of time, it has to do with children, okay? And then I noticed, like, jobs that did not have anything to do with children, I really did not stay at them for a long period of time. I always knew that I had a calling to work with children, because I'm really like natural when it comes to working with children. I just feel like that's my calling, and every time I try to run away from that, it just doesn't end well with me, you know? Like, it's only so far that you can run, you know? That's why, because every time I try to run away, it just doesn't work out for me, and I'm never happy. Alright, y'all, that's it for my 2025 get to know me. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and of course subscribe, that way you don't miss any new videos that I have coming. And also, don't forget to drop down below any video suggestions that you guys may have, any content that you guys want to see from me, because I really want this to feel like a family, okay? I want to include y'all, like, y'all watching me, so why would I not include y'all? We're family. We like this. But alright, y'all, see y'all in the next video.
High volume. Am I really that